What's good, y'all? This is your boy Ben Mahari here, representing MehariNation Sports Podcast. Salute to the entire LDBC on a beautiful Saturday night here in the city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tonight, we're celebrating 300 plus subscribers. Thanks to the contributions of all the brothers in the LDBC, we made it to 305 subscribers. I want to thank all the brothers in the LDBC for all of their contributions and all the work they've done to help, small channels like myself, produce, grow, and try to, produce their own stuff. And I want to give a special thanks to the General Assembly Sports TV, uh, Black Fight Fan TV, Fanon International Boxing, uh, Ticket TV, also my brother, the Ohio player, Junior the Truth. You know what I mean? It's just a beautiful thing that now that we have made it to 300 subscribers, I can tell you it's a long journey. And also wanted to thank the OG Curtis Anderson, you know what I mean? Scrapbook Boxing, CH Combat Sports, you know what I mean? I wanted to thank all the brothers that had helped me out to this point. And also, who else? Who else did I forget? Act Reacher. Yes, that's right. Don't forget him. And yes, Act Reacher, I'll try to make sure to give you my email address so you can send me that hat. You know what I mean? So, but I wanted to give all the thanks to all the brothers in the LDBC for making this possible. It was a long journey that it started out from scratch. You know what I mean? And we're making our way. Hopefully the goal is to try to get to 1,000 subscribers, but it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of commitment, and a lot of luck. So I wanted to make sure that you guys know that you guys mean a lot to the contributions and everything else that has happened so far. And we're going to try to make big things happen. So thank y'all for the support. So with that in mind, I wanted to talk to you guys about my insight about the Spence versus Porter fight that's going to happen next Saturday. All right. It's going to happen next Saturday on Fox pay-per-view. Okay. So if you're going to make sure to order that pay-per-view whenever you can, stream the fight or order it on the Fox app, Fox Sports app, do whatever you can to order out the fight. Okay. So here's my insight about the fight. I got Earl Spence winning the fight by a late round stoppage. I think that we're in for a lifetime performance that's going to put him himself in the category of legendary status in boxing. Okay. Now, this is going to be a very tough fight between Sean Porter and Earl Spence Jr. Now, Sean Porter is no pushover. He's an elite fighter. He's never been knocked out before. He's facing against really good competition, and he's won titles, and he's a tough outing. You know what I mean? He's going to be a really tough outing for a lot of these boxers out there. So, but the thing that I was looking for into that fight is this. The way I look at it, looking for in the fight is simply this. What I think is going to happen to me is we're going to see Earl Spence Jr. take his game to another level that we've not seen before. Now, I'm sure that Earl Spence Jr. has been kind of this little annoyed by some of the comments about how he performed against Mikey Garcia. He didn't knock him out, but I still gave him credit for how he performed, showing his entire boxing IQ, entire boxing ability without, trying to go for the knockout. He showed more of his overall repertoire. But I think there's another level of Earl Spence that we have not seen yet. And I always think about when boxing is that you need a dance partner to try to challenge your greatness. Now, Sean Porter could be that guy. He may not be. But the way I see it is this. The way I see it is it's going to be a very tough, rugged fight. But I think that Earl Spence Jr. is going to try to, enforce his will and his punching ability, especially towards the body in this fight tonight. The thing that I like about this fight is it's gonna be a contrast of styles. The boxer puncher, the body puncher of Earl Spence Jr. versus the rugged, ugly, rough physical style of Earl Spence. And it's gonna be a contrast of styles that is gonna make it into an exciting fight that we just simply can't wait to happen. And whatever happens after the fight is going to be yet to be seen. But I really am favoring Earl Spence Jr. to win this fight by at least like 10th round stoppage. You know what I mean? And sorry, Junior. I know I love you, bro, but I have to side with Earl Spence Jr. in this case. You know what I mean? That's just in my opinion. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, it happens. So yeah, I've been battling in this bad throat all day long. So, you know, it's been bothering me a lot. And I'll try to do my best, but I might make another live stream after tomorrow, you know, to make up for it. And then my throat decides to give out. So, but that's just how I kind of see the fight. You know, I'm not gonna make this live stream a little too long. I might go more in depth because I'm sure everybody's, you know, busy at the moment. So it's all good. But you know, the thing that I want to talk about too is in the uh in the heavyweight division, you know, people are questioning, you know, how well Tyson Fury performed against Otto Wallen, and you know he got two cuts on his right eye, which was really nasty. And you know Tyson Fury's father came out and said that if he did the same thing against Deontay Wilder, he getting knocked out, and he's absolutely right. All right, there's there's physically no way that Tyson Fury is going to beat Deontay Wilder. No way. Okay, because now the jury's out on how to beat Tyson Fury because Mr. Wallen attacked him to the body. Not many of his opponents attack him to the body, but he did a great job of controlling the tempo of the fight and attacking him to the body. Now, if he had a little bit more power and was much more of an experienced fighter, he would have knocked him out. But to be honest with you, because the way that eye looked, that fight should have been stopped. I mean, all that blood gushing out of that eye, Tyson Fury literally could not see. Okay. And if the man can't see out of that eye, okay, then he's going to be susceptible of getting hit real bad. Okay. So I don't understand why the fight was never stopped. It's mostly on political reasons because they want to sell the fact that Tyson Fury is this dominant knockout heavyweight fighter and he's white, but that's not who he is. He's basically an awkward boxer, but doesn't have the power to knock anybody out in the elite status. Now he can knock me out. He can knock any average man out. But when you talk about elite fighters like Ortiz, a Joshua or Wilder, he can't knock any of those people out. Okay, he can't do it. And I'm gonna tell you this now. I will take a step further. I'm gonna say that I bet you Joshua can beat Fury at this point. I think that Joshua, despite the fact that he lost to Andy Ruiz, Joshua currently can beat Tyson Fury based on how Tyson Fury performed. And the fact of the matter is this: Tyson Fury's opposition is very questionable, and he is not the real lineal champion. Okay, excuse me. So the fact of the matter is this: they're trying to push that title because they want to sell you the fact that Tyson Fury is a knockout, British heavyweight, and he's not. And the truth of the matter is that how are you going to sit here and try to sell that to anybody, any average fan? All right, the guy fights nothing but bums and only has fought two elite fighters. That's Vladimir Klitschko when he ended the long reign of Vladimir Klitschko, and Deontay Wilder when he got knocked out in the 12th. And yes, he got knocked out. Don't give me, oh, he beat the count. Listen, that referee messed it up. All right. He was knocked out dead, literally dead. Dead. That fight was over. All right. So right now, Tyson Fury is not looking good. He shouldn't listen. If he thinks that he could beat Wilder at this point by the opposition that he's been facing against, he is going to get stretched real bad. So don't be surprised if he takes another easy fight before he faces against Wilder. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to take this step further. I don't even believe that Fury is ever going to face Wilder in a rematch. All right. I don't think he'll ever want to take the rematch because I think he's only selling the rumor of the rematch to fill his pockets. Okay, that's how it is. Now, if anybody believes that Fury is going to go in there and do the and basically out class Deontay Wilder, you're literally are seeing something that is completely untrue. All right, what is Tyson Fury faced against? What is his resume? He is not the lineal champion. He's listen. The average person will try to shove that lineal stuff down your throat when he's never ever actually earned it. All right. Yes, he beat Vladimir Klitschko, but was Vladimir Klitschko really the lineal champion? Okay. Now, I don't know too much about the lineal stuff, so I need to conduct my own research about it. But he is not the real lineal champion. All right. You can go to any LDBC video and they'll explain it to you better than me. But for my sense, 2 cents, he's not the real lineal champion. Because if Otto Wallen beat uh, Tyson Fury, would he have been the lineal champion? I don't think so. All right. So, and also, I want to discuss one more thing before I quickly get out of here. What I also wanted to discuss about too is that the complications of the Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz fight, because as of now, the U.S. government has ordered U.S. troops into Saudi Arabia border, actually not border, into the country of Saudi Arabia for the issue with the oil fields. Okay, because a couple of oil fields in Saudi Arabia got bombed by Yemen, and they're sending out troops down there to protect those oil fields and the vets to try to start a war with Iran. Now, I seriously don't understand why. If listen, if if they're having this match in Saudi Arabia and threats of a war is going to break out, I mean, come on, you at least had to have some sense into trying to, move the rematch to America, to Britain, anywhere else. You could move it to Maui, Dubai, anywhere else other than Saudi Arabia. But you're basically you pick the spot to try to produce the amount of oil money for yourself, Eddie Hearn. So it's really getting complicated. I mean, if I'm Andy Ruiz, I've tried to, push for the rematch somewhere else. All right. That's just how I see it. So let's go ahead and check the chat real quick. Ancestral Rage, what's going on, brother? How you doing? All right. And also let me see in the StreamYard. Brooklyn Child Boxing, how you doing, man? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. Salute, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, it's a long journey to make it to 300 subscribers. But now we're gonna try to push the bigger things on this channel. I'm gonna try to produce my own videos on basketball and boxing, you know what I mean, and other stuff related to sports, you know what I mean. And I know I have to be careful about the things I say because YouTube censorship guidelines are really getting ridiculous. So, eventually in the future, once my channel starts to get a little bit more bigger, maybe push it to Patreon, but not right now. So it's still in work in progress. But I appreciate all the supporters out there that's been with me since day one, and also all the LDBC OGs that created this movement for a lot of the young channels like myself can really produce their own content, produce their own stuff, you know what I mean, and contribute it in their own way. All right. And there's no racial boundaries or any racism there, or it's not particularly a black dominant, community. Everybody can come in with their own 2 cents. Just make sure you show respect to everybody. All right. And that's what I tend to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really appreciate all the people that have been there with me since day one. You know what I mean? All the brothers like I named out to start out this live stream. It's been a really long journey, but just like what Tiki TV said, let's try to push it 400. So I'm gonna ask all the people there, and in fact, let me do this real quick. There you go, Mr. Reggie Owens. Now you've been wrenched up. Yeah, and you know what? Here's a funny thing. That Reggie Owens actually was a guy that also listened to, in the live streams too. But the first day that I heard of Reggie Owens is when he was on 78's live stream, and then he spoke on his different perspective on something relating to, I don't know, I don't even remember. But after that, he started his own channel, and he's making great progress too. So if Reggie Owens can do it, anybody can do it. So, let's keep pushing. Let's keep supporting each other, and let's produce new stuff though, because we're the next generation of LDBC content creators, and we need to keep the movement moving. We need to keep ourselves moving and keep the movement strong, because we know that resistance is going to always come no matter what. So we need to keep supporting each other, keep bringing in different ideas. You know what I mean? And eventually, we'll be able to feast off our success. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no problem, Reggie Owens. Not a problem, man. You're always welcome to the channel, no matter what. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's actually been really pretty fun too. I'm doing a lot of different live streams, different shows, showing y'all my different mindset, creativity, and all that. So, but now it's time to step it up and try to produce some new stuff there too, to keep my subscribers engaged. So let's keep going. Yeah, that it was a show when the brothers were talking about the PBC not giving good fights. I remember that, Reggie. I remember that, and I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this though. The PBC stepped up and made good fights ever since. So you in a sense, you were actually your perspective was proven correct. So I really appreciate you have that different mind state and different perspective too, because it's not listen. It's good to agree sometimes, but sometimes you got to have different perspective and different opinions. But you have to be respectful around people do when they provide a different opinion. So I really that day Reggie Owens showed what his mind state was, and also he also thinks in line with what we think. So it's always good to have different ideas and different processes too. So you know what I mean. So to my subscribers, go ahead and subscribe to Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens. Let's help the brother out there too. Okay, so I'm gonna make it a mission to try to spread the word about his channel too, and well, that way we can all feast. You get what I mean? So that is what I gotta say about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap it up. My throat's really starting to give out right now, so I'll probably come back tomorrow with boxing talk there too, and we'll try to push out even more boxing stuff there too. But I really apologize for not going on live last night on basketball conversations. I was actually out with some friends. You know what I mean? So next Friday we're gonna discuss about the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation. You know what I mean? So he might join the Golden State Warriors by next season, but you're going to hear my opinion about that too. So, and then Thursday, we're going to discuss about my Eritrean culture and what, my perspective, what's going on in the country of Eritrea too. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned for that. All right. So y'all have a good night. Make sure y'all have fun out there, but do it safely. Okay. So this is Abil Mehari, representing MehariNation Sports Podcast. Salute to the entire LDBC, and we out. Have a good night, everybody.